Yes, our target is above that. We've got a 2030 target, so it's well above that. And with our new expectations for institutional involvement.
And a term that I am sure you're aware of that Bitcoiners often use is whales. And while you certainly hold enough Bitcoin to be considered one, you don't exactly have the ability to manipulate the market because you can't just dump all of the Bitcoin that you own. It's clients that own that Bitcoin, so they'd have to decide to dump it, not you. So if you're not a whale, what should we call Bitcoin funds like yours?
Yeah, well, we're representing thousands of people whom is going to make his or her decision about what to do with this Bitcoin. We do not control that decision. Our clients do. And they are individuals. They're definitely not whales. I don't think you could describe us as a whale from that point of view.
Your price target for Bitcoin is bull case north of 1 million US dollars, which I do know depends on institutions allocating some of their funds towards it as an asset class. But many still haven't. Vanguard is actually categorically refusing to at the moment. How much of that institutional mindset shift still needs to happen? And what does it ultimately mean for your price target?
Well, I think something very important happened last year. In March of 23, regional bank crisis here in the United States. Regional banks imploded, some went bankrupt, and Bitcoin exploded. It went from 19,000 to more than 40,000. What did that demonstrate? That demonstrated that Bitcoin does not have counterparty risk like banks do. And so it became a risk-off asset. Before, we had just thought of it as a risk-on asset. When liquidity is flowing, Bitcoin will be one of the prime beneficiaries. Its correlation with other assets is so low that institutions have a fiduciary responsibility from an asset allocation point of view. But what we think that Vanguard is doing is, well, one of two things. Vanguard has never invested in commodities, so it's just treating this like a commodity. For the most part, it hasn't. But we think it's a new asset class, and Vanguard will be depriving its clients of access to a new asset class. If continues to be low correlation of returns, what will happen is those using it will see increased returns per unit of risk, and they will outcompete the Vanguard advisors. So I think there will become, even for the Vanguard ecosystem, a demand pull.
If we can just forget Vanguard for a second, discount them, because as you say, there seems to be many other demand drivers for the price in front of us. So if you had that bull case for more than 1 million USD Bitcoin, has your forecast timeline to reach that price now shortened?
Yes, that target we evolved it was before the SEC gave us the green light. And I think that was a major milestone, and it has pulled forward the timeline. One thing I will say, right now, no wirehouse, no platform has approved Bitcoin yet. So all of this price action has happened before they approved it. And so we haven't even begun.
So what's your timeline for 1 million USD Bitcoin now? And is there perhaps a price target beyond that now?
Yes, our target is above that. We've got a 2030 target, so it's well above that. And with our new expectations for institutional involvement, the incremental price that we assume for institutions actually has more than doubled. So I don't want to give out any particular prices, but because we don't know how quickly the more independent registered investment advisors in the United States, those platforms are saying, give us 3 months to do our due diligence. The others are saying we need at least 6 months. So I would put those in the institutional bucket as well.